In this video, we will go through the basic concept of layout and we'll see that how we can define a layout in the MIDAS CIM project. So currently we are into the base mode of CIM. Under that base mode, we need to go to base ribbon. Under that base ribbon, we are having a first icon of layout. Kindly click on its drop-down menu and click on Create Edit option. A menu panel shall appear on the left of the modeling window, and instead of modeling window, you will be seeing the sub-panel option. Under the layout, if you want to assign some name of your layout, you can assign it over here. If you are having a geographic coordinate of your project, to define the geographic coordinate, you need to go to the coordinate option under the base ribbon. And after defining the geographic coordinate, you can check on this option so that origin X and origin Y will be applied with respect to the geographic coordinates. Also, if you want to if you are having some initial angle of your alignment, let's say 20 degrees or 30 degrees, so if I apply the value as 20 degrees, so it will have an initial angle of 20 degrees at the beginning of the layout. I'll change it to 0. And if you want to apply some chainage point with respect to the start location, so currently the start chainage is 0 kilometers and 0 meters. Instead of that, I want to apply the chainage which will start with the reference of 450 meters. So in the preview, you can see the current chainage is 0 kilometers plus 450 meters. And currently the length of the alignment is 30 meters. So the alignment endpoint shall be on 0 kilometers and 480 meters. And if you don't want to apply the chainage, you can change it to 0 value. Under the sub-panel, there are 4 options provided. One is for the horizontal alignment definition, another one is for the vertical alignment definition, and if you want to provide some segments in your particular layout, you can choose segment option as well. And if you want to assign super elevation, you can head to super elevation option. We will see each of these options one by one. So firstly, we are having a horizontal alignment. Under the horizontal alignment, there are 3 input methods which are given, which is by length option, by XY option, and by DWG data option. If you choose by DWG data option, you can import your alignment profile as a DWG file into the CIM project, or else you can choose by XY option. If you are having a coordinate values of X and Y for your particular alignment, you can choose this option as well. And if you want to go with the by default option, which is by length, so you can choose this option as well. Under the by length option, you can define the type of alignment as straight, arc, clothoid, and cubic parabola, in which you don't need to provide any radius of curvature in the straight part, while in the arc you need to provide some radius of curvature to define the layout. Under the clothoid and cubic parabola option, you need to provide the radius start and radius end for that particular length region. And if you want to add some rows in this particular alignment, you need to click on this horizon number of rows. Let's say I want to add 4 number of rows in this particular layout profile. I will click on add. Now, first alignment length would be 40 meters. Next would be 55 meters. Next would be again 40 meters. And at the last, we'll be having a 60 meter of alignment length. So you can see the preview of each of these length segments. So first is 40, next is 55. Following that, we are having 40, 60, and 30 meter of alignment defined. So it is starting from this location and ending at this location, the first horizontal alignment profile. The second horizontal alignment profile is starting from this location and ending at this location with the length of 55 meters. And simply it goes on. Now, if you want to define some arc, so let's say in the station 3, where the length is provided as 55 meters, I want to change it to arc. So it will allow us to enter the radius of curvature. Let's say I am assigning the value as 250 meters. So when the 40-meter station is ending at this location and where the 40-meter station, the fourth station, is being started, between those stations, an arc length of 55 meters with a radius of 250 meters shall be provided by CIM itself. Similarly, you can choose cubic clothoid and cubic parabola, in which you need to apply for the radius start and radius end. This can be used for defining the transition curves on the layout. Similarly, after defining the horizontal alignment, you can separately define your vertical alignment as well. Currently, our station unit, if you look, current station value is 225 meters. So starting from the chain is 0 kilometers 0 meters and ending at 0 kilometer 225 meters. Our alignment is ending. Now if you go to vertical alignment and define the length as 225 meters, let's say I want to add five different type of vertical elevation values. So I'll click on 5 and click on add option. Now I can define some values. Let's say my first vertical elevation is having on the value of 30 meters. The second station of the vertical alignment change would be on let's say 75 meters. After that, it will be on 100 meters, 150 meters, and lastly on the 225 meters. Similar to the horizontal alignment, we can add either straight vertical vertical change or arc type of or parabolic type of vertical change as well. So under 2-degree parabolic arc, we need to provide the parabolic length, and under the arc, we need to provide some radius and the vertical elevation values as well. So let's say on 30 meters, I am having a positive 0.5 meter vertical elevation, and on 75 meters, I am having negative 2.5 vertical elevation. At the 100-meter station, I can have 1 meter of vertical elevation, and in 150, I am having a 0 meter elevation, and 225, I am having an elevation of -1 meter. Instead of arc, we can also choose some straight profiles. So let's say I'm having a 0.5 meter vertical elevation with a radius of, let's say, 25 meters. We can increase it as well, 50 meters. So if you zoom it, a vertical arc would be provided at this particular 30 meter station, in which the program will identify the tangent values for the start of the curvature and end of the curvature, and it will provide a vertical curvature in that particular profile. Now, if you go to segment option, so consider a case if you are having a particular bridge or a highway stretch, and in that particular highway stretch, you are having a 2 to 3 kilometers of bitumen layer or concrete layer highway, and after that 2 to 3 kilometers, you are having a PSC beam bridge of a span of 100 meters with multiple spans. Now let's say after completing or after ending of the PSC beam bridge, you are having another 1 or 2 kilometer of highway stretch, and after that you are having a balanced cantilever bridge or a slab culvert bridge with a different lengths. So using the segment option, you can divide your layout in such a way that this particular part will be assigned for a particular bitumen layer. This part will be assigned for the PSC beam, and after that, another balanced cantilever or a slab culvert bridge we can assign over it. Also, if you want to, let's say I want to add some 4 rows over here, so I have added 4 segments. I can name it, let's say A1, A2, A3, and A4. All these labels shall be appear after completing the layout profile definition. And if you don't want to apply the labels, so let's say I'm just resizing this sub panel. I'll click on green tick. So currently the labels are provided, let's say A1, A2, A3, A4, and end. I'll just select this layout and click on modify option. I'll be redirected to the modification of layout option. Under the segment option, if I don't want to show the labels, I'll simply check off the label option. Also, if you want to provide some skew angles in particular at this particular segment stations, let's say on the station A1, I am having a skew angle of 20 degrees, and at station A3, I am having a skew angle of -25. You can see the previews of A1 and A3 segments. The negative and positive skew angles are provided in the preview. Now under the super elevation segment, if you want to add some super elevation values for the left and the right super elevation, consider a case you are having a center line of alignment and you are seeing it in the cross-section view. So in the cross-section view, you will be having the center line of alignment. On the right side, you will be having some super elevation value, and on the left side, you will be having another super elevation values. In CIM, you can add those values separately, either for the left and for the right as well. So let's say I want to add 2 to 3 rows in this particular left super elevation, and I am having 4 to 5 stations of right super elevation values. I can add word positive as well as the negative super elevation values as per my requirement. And when I click on the green tick, automatically the libraries and the database would directly apply for the super elevation values in the particular bridge. So on 56.25 meter station, let's say on the left super elevation, the value is going to be 2.5. So it will apply the value as if it will elevate that particular region, and with respect to it, all the libraries gradually increase to the from 0 to 2.5, and again at reaching of 112.5 meters it will again reach to 0 percentage of super elevation. Once you are done with the definition of super elevation, you can click on the green tick to define this alignment into your base mode. So this is how we can define the layout in the CIM project.